You're listening to Music Tectonics.
Welcome back to Music Tectonics, the podcast where we go beneath the surface of music and tech. I'm your host, Dmitry Vitsa, and I'm also the CEO and founder of Rock, Paper, Scissors, the PR firm that specializes in music tech and music innovation. And today we're going to bring one of our guests from the Music Tectonics conference. We had a really cool turnout from all over the world. In fact, we had a bit of a trade mission come over from South Korea as part of a group organized by Koka, which are the folks behind the MUCON conference, which I actually keynoted at last year. And so we have this great collaboration of coming together. And as part of that, they brought several South Korean music tech startups. Some of them participated in our startup competition. Most of them did demonstrations and had booths at our conference. It was super cool. So I'd like to welcome to the show Jaeeui Kwon. He's the CEO of Laeebly. Hey, Jay, how are you today?
Great. How are you, Dmitry?
I'm great. It's so great to have you on Music Tectonics. So you're the CEO of Laeebly, Laeebly. Let's kick off by just telling us what is Laeebly and what gave you the idea to start it.
Laeebly is a music NFT marketplace where the musician and playlist creators can buy and sell the rights of music. The reason why we start this is because there are a lot of music playlists on YouTube, and they make millions of views. But people who make this playlist don't make any money from this playlist because they don't have any rights of music that listed in this playlist. So our question was, what if they can have their own rights of music? What if they can buy other musicians' rights? And then they list those musics into playlist. And whenever those playlists get heard by the user of YouTube, they can make money. That was our assumption, and actually it really worked well for the last few years.
So if you are a playlist creator, you are actually buying the rights from the musician and then reselling the rights to listeners, or how does Laeebly connect to the royalties?
Actually, that's a good question. Musicians is only selling unpublished music catalog.
Oh, I see.
So you cannot find them from Spotify or Apple Music. You can only find them at Laeebly. So they list it to sell on Laeebly, and the playlist creators buy it. And whenever they buy and sell, we publish it to the music stores, Apple Music, Spotify, and YouTube. And so
Got
on,
you.
like
Okay.
30 music stores. And whenever whenever the listeners listen to it, there's a royalty, and they share the revenue.
Got it. Okay, so just so I understand, Jay, the playlist creators will buy unpublished work to add to their playlists?
That's right.
And at the same time, they're buying that through Laeebly. So Laeebly is like a marketplace where a playlist creator can find unpublished works, buy them, and then you publish them and they add them to their playlists.
That's perfect.
Okay, got it.
You're better than me.
Oh, I just want to make sure that I understood it, and that makes a lot of sense. It's really interesting. So, are there that many playlist creators that are interested in making an investment in songs and then recouping their investment by promoting them on their playlists?
Well, in terms of a number, there are about 300 creators in Korea. But not all of them are interested, of course. That's the market. But people who are interested, they are really crazy about it because that's one of the motivation to make those playlists, and they are really into dig the music that is not known by the listeners in the world. So as I told you, we only have unpublished music, which you cannot find it from nowhere else. So I think that's the thing that they really like about us.
Yeah. Did you say there are 300 playlist creators in Korea? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Oh, and so a certain percentage of them are buying these unpublished works and then adding them to their playlists.
True.
Wow, very interesting. So, and then how do fans get involved? Are they ever involved with purchasing these, or are they solely listening to music?
the way they involve us, probably most companies do a promotion, but we do it a little bit in a different way. We have built MCN business, which is a multi-channel network, and we actually sign an exclusive contract with them, so they are with us. So which means this means that the musician is a producer, and we have a prosumer, which is a playlist creators. So they use those musics and they list it to their into their playlist. So that's how they work with us, and that's how they are connected with us. And those who do not know about us yet, we do send the cold emails and direct message, like Instagram. And as soon as they know, they can choose whether they buy music from Laeebly or they can sign a contract to get an all access to our music catalog.
Oh, I see. And then if they sign a contract, that's where the multi-channel network comes in.
Right, that's true.
Oh, got it. Okay, cool. Okay, so the musicians make money by selling unpublished work. The playlist creators, or prosumers, as you call them, they make money from the royalties from their playlists, and the fans get to discover new music.
That's true. That's perfect
Okay.
explanation. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. So, how much traction do you have so far? Maybe how many playlist creators are using it, or how much royalties are generated? How many of these unpublished works are sold? How many plays are your songs getting? All that kind of stuff.
So far, we have sold 12,000 music NFT, and now we are selling about 2,000 music catalog as of now. For the royalties, the accumulated royalty that we have accumulated the royalty generated from those playlists is about $1 million so far.
Wow.
And every month there are $25,000 royalties are generating by those playlist creators. And the playlist creators who have signed with us is about 29 creators, and they have 2 millions of subscribers on YouTube. And they are all Koreans, but that's why the numbers are really not that big. But it's about 30% of the whole the subscribers for you playlist channel on YouTube in Korea.
Wow, that's really interesting though, because it doesn't take that many creators, that many label creators to create that amount of income. So you could see where it could really grow.
Yeah, I think that's the best part of a playlist, because more people are starting to listen playlist on YouTube, and that's why those um, the numbers can be made, I
Right.
think.
Yeah. And this is all happening through YouTube. That's the only platform, right?
Yes, for now, yes, we are focusing on YouTube. We probably, but we are gonna expand to Spotify and other Korean music store as well.
Gotcha. So just so I understand, you mentioned that some of those royalties are generated from NFTs sold as well. Are the NFTs the rights for the playlisters to use those songs, or is there a separate revenue that has NFTs involved?
It's a separate. So basically, when the musician list it for sale, it's really cheap. Like the cheapest one is about $50 for one music catalog. But as soon as this playlist creator buy it and list it to their playlist, and then if this playlist makes for example 1 million view, then this music is not worth $50 anymore. It's worth about like more than $1,000. So when the value of music goes up, then the creators resell it, and that's where we use NFT
I see. And
to.
so do they resell it to other playlist creators, or then at that point they can sell it to fans too?
Yeah, they can sell it to the fans too. So it's really up to them, or it's really up to users.
It's really interesting. It's like there's this utility inside the NFT of having the ability to playlist it, develop royalties off of YouTube, but then also resell it back to somebody else once it increases in value.
That's why we call the playlist creators as a prosumer. They
Yeah.
can actually add value to those musics that is not published yet. by
And
playlisting them.
and where does the name Laeebly come from? Is it sort of like record label, the word label?
Yeah, I was actually trying to have a label, the record label and ly, put the ly at the end, but somebody else was using it, so I tried to. I really wanted this name, but yeah, that was the only way I can
So
use
you
for
rearrange the letters a little bit. No
oh
problem.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, rearranged.
It gives
Yes.
it a playful sound to it as well. So is Laeebly only available in South Korea now?
Yes, for now, unfortunately, yes, it's only available in South Korea. But the pilot service, like a pilot service, you can try, but it's really slow, and you cannot actually buy music, but you can still listen those musics.
Oh,
And we are more than willing to expand to other countries, of course. But our goal is dominating Korean music playlist market first, and then goes to the overseas.
gotcha. Do you have plans to go to any particular countries next, or you're still growing things in Korea?
We believe the biggest market for playlist is US, but there's no data yet. But yeah, if you go to the overseas, the US will be the first one.
Okay, gotcha. So you came out to LA, to Santa Monica for the Music Tectonics conference. I'm curious how that was for you. What was the best thing that you got out of being there?
Well, it was such a really great conference as I learned about the music industry, and I could meet the people who are in that music industry, and um, they actually could listen how they think and how they work in the music industry, and that was the best of the best part because the one thing I really gave me the insight was the music is not competing music itself anymore. Music is competing against the game industry or video industry and short form industry, and that was a really huge insight to me. And this music tectonics was the only opportunity for me to heard about those facts of the
Hmm.
music industry in the global side. So that was really good, and it was a really great chance to listen how the music industry people think about our service Laeebly in person. So yeah.
Yeah, I bet you got some interesting feedback because what you're doing sounds really unique. I haven't heard of anybody else doing this combination of giving playlist creators a way to not only buy, but also to make money, to get revenue.
All right. Yeah, probably we are the only one
In fact, here in the
as of
United
now.
States, a lot of the playlists that happen on Spotify and a lot of the user-generated playlists have on Spotify, and I think it is challenging for them to earn income, even though they go through the
All
work
right.
of curating things and so forth. There isn't a direct way for them to make income on
Right.
Spotify, and so there's been a lot of conversations about is it okay to pay playlist creators to promote your songs, for example? But your model sidesteps that problem. It
Yeah.
totally changes it because they're not being paid to play music. They're actually paying to play music, but then they generate revenue by picking good songs.
That's right. The thing is, like, we actually call our platform in the other way as well. It's an online label platform because playlist creators can be acting like actual label. They find the good music and they monetize with this music and they promote by their playlist. So one of our mission is like make everyone um, make everyone having a label.
Jay, was there anything else that you got out of being at the Music Tectonics conference? Anything that was helping you along the way with Laeebly?
Okay. One of our goal for attending Music Tectonics was becoming a music aggregator with YouTube, TikToks, and those type of a platform. And we actually could have a chance to talk to the guy from YouTube. And I actually went to the San Francisco after Music Tectonics to having a meeting with the YouTube. So it was a really kind of a bridge time for me between those big, huge platform and our service.
That's cool. Yeah. I mean, being in South Korea, it's probably hard to have those conversations to figure out how to distribute directly to YouTube.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really
Sometimes you
hard.
have to be there.
Yes, and I think that worked at the Music Tectonics.
Oh, excellent. I'm so glad to hear that. It was such a big trip, such a big investment of time and resources for you to come over. And actually, you came over as part of a
Definitely.
trip organized by KOKA, the Korea Creative Content Agency, and MUCON, the great music industry conference where I spoke last year. What's it like working with them? And why are they so interested in music tech and specifically connecting with the United States market?
Um, well, what is it working with them? Well, they are always supportive. They are always looking and thinking about how they can help us. So we really appreciate what they do for us and what they really struggling with. And okay, as of Koreans, they first of all they love music. I think they are crazy about music. That's why they are really investing a lot of resources into music industry. And the reason why they are trying to connect with the U.S. industry is, of course, the U.S. is one of the biggest music industry in the world, and the COCA presumes there are more opportunities and more things to learn for the startups like us. So as we grow, we create more jobs in Korea and generate revenue from the overseas, and that will help the Korean music industry again back again. So probably that's the top thing that they are um, interested in it. And basically, we in Koreans we don't have like materials like oil to export, so we probably have to focus on those software, and the music is one of the thing that the Koreans do well. So that's probably why they're
That's really interesting. Yeah, really interesting. Yeah. So you came to Music Tectonics, you gathered some insights about some of the other competing factors, at least here in the US, in terms of music competing with gaming and social and short form video. You got to make some direct connections with some of the companies that you were hoping to talk to. Now, going forward in the future, what else are you hoping to get from the United States market?
I want to meet our future prosumer playlist creators in the US, and I think they will happen next year because I believe in of course in the US you guys listen to music through those playlists on YouTube as well, and probably there are a lot of companies and a lot of individual playlist creators in the US, probably much more, many more than in the Korean market. So I'm really looking to meet those people in person and sign a contract with
Awesome.
us.
Great. Good. Yeah, you're just breaking into the market one step at a time here. Super cool. Well, before we leave, it's great to catch up with you, Jay. I'm really excited we got a chance to spend some time after the conference talking, and it's such great feedback to hear what you got out of it and what you're doing with Laeebly. But are there any shout outs you could make? Are there other music tech companies in South Korea that our listeners should know about in case they didn't get to meet them at Tectonics or they didn't get to come over to the conference?
There are two huge companies lately people talk about most. It's called, I'm not sure if you ever heard of them. It's a Music Cow and Beyond the Music. The Music Cow is the service where the rights of music is trading just like the stocks of a company on Nasdaq. And Beyond the Music owns a lot of music copyrights and generates a huge amount of royalties every month, every year. So both are unicorn companies, and they recently got an investment about $80 billion
Wow.
in Korea itself. So it happens for the last 2 years. So they are really rising music tech companies in Korea.
Yeah, it's really cool to hear about some of the success stories that are happening there. I think there's so much more opportunity, both between Korea and the United States, but also globally as well. So I think as we have more opportunities for people to come to Music Tectonics or to hear the podcast, I'm really excited about connecting people like you in the US and vice versa as well. So I really appreciate you coming on the podcast, Jay. And thank you so much for coming to Music Tectonics. I'm glad you had a great experience.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. That's Jay Kwon, CEO of Laeebly, Laeebly. Thanks for listening to Music Tectonics. If you like what you hear, please subscribe on your favorite podcast app. We have new episodes for you every week. Did you know? You can dig deeper into all our episodes with the show notes at musictectonics.com. While you're there, look for the latest about our annual conference, sign up for our newsletter to get updates, or get the Music Tectonics app for music tech news. Everything we do explores seismic shifts that shake up music and technology the way the Earth's tectonic plates cause quakes and make mountains. Connect with Music Tectonics on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and find me, Dmitry Vitsa, if you can spell it, on LinkedIn. Bye-bye!
You're listening to Music Tectonics.